Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. First of all, I hope everyone had a Merry Christmas and wishing everyone a Happy New Year in advance. I'd like to say thanks to everybody for the comments, feedback, suggestions on the previous videos. Really appreciate the inputs everyone provided, and definitely gives me a lot of ideas and things I can do moving forward. Sometimes you don't think of it all yourself, and that's what's great about this community. So as you can see, I've got, since the last video, most, if not all, of the train room pretty much cleared out now. I broke down all the remaining sections of the layout other than what's there on the floor. That's Cajon. That's the only section still standing. Haven't got to it really. I had all the track sitting on it and a lot of the wiring stuff, and I've kind of been sorting it this week. So yeah, haven't broken that one down. Maybe I'll leave it for a bit. Not sure yet. But as you can see, I salvaged most of the track. It comes up pretty easy. I use clear silicone to put it down, so I was able to scrape most of it up. No issues. I'll be able to reuse probably 90% of it. There are some areas where it doesn't come up as it should, and you get some dings in the track, or you lose some ties, but you know, those damaged sections can always be used. You know, cut them up and use them as ties and rails alongside the tracks when you're, you know, when you're doing scenery on the layout moving forward. So everything will get repurposed there in the box as far as track. There's kind of where I moved everything to for now. That's the bulk of the layout stuff. As you can see, yeah, it's a little bit messy in this corner. Kind of clearing out the room to give myself a place to work. There's all my wiring. It's a rat's nest, I know. It's 2 boxes. Lots of wire, terminal strips, things like that. I'll try to use what I can where I can. Otherwise, it'll probably, a lot of it'll get scrapped. Sorry, I'm trying to walk around without tripping and falling. All the DS64s, the UP5s and things like that, all those will get reused. Scrap, undecided. Maybe if I've got some loops, I can use. Maybe if not, I'll pull the track and scrap it. A lot of this wood here in these 2 or 3 boxes back here is in decent shape. Yeah, it's got some drill holes in it, or some holes from being drilled or assembled from the previous layout. But you know, if I can use it, I can always cut those sections off and maybe use it for risers or whatever. Just bits and pieces here and there. There's some that are actually good long sections of wood that have no damage. There's the remainder of the helix that is going definitely in the burn pile or the dumpster. I will never do another helix, at least one that's 4 tracks and as ugly as the one I had. It felt good getting rid of that thing, really good. Had a good intention with it, but it just, I don't know, it just over time it just was more of a pain than it was worth. Also salvaged what I could, cutting out some of the scenery sections, some of the larger ones. Don't know if I'll reuse any of it. You know, when I get to doing scenery, I might take a look at it if I've still got it by then. Otherwise, I might just start fresh. You know, I don't know. Maybe there's some pieces I can cut out and just glue them onto over, you know, other plaster, and then just scenic blend them in with other sections. I don't know. This stuff kind of is brittle, so I don't know how long it'll last. Probably not ideal being stacked on itself like that. But for now, at least, you know, it's in a pile. If I can use it at some point, maybe I'll hold on to it. If I can't, and I feel like it's all falling apart on me, I'll just dump it. But one of the other things I did this weekend was the previous owners, there were some tears in the there were some tears and runs in the insulation down here. Just, you know, over time, that stuff, it's fragile. Things hit it and gets nicked, ripped, torn, whatever, holes put in it. I went ahead and got some of that aluminum tape. In fact, you can probably see some of it right here. It's good stuff. Actually, it's really strong. And I went around the room and just fixed all the little nicks and tears and holes and things like that. Some of the areas where it overlaps, I just taped it to the other section, so it's nice and you know, nice and solid when I go to start framing. I won't have any issues with it sagging and getting in the way of the framing. So spent about 20 bucks on a roll of that aluminum tape, and definitely a good investment if you've got any of this insulation down in your basement that's ever coming apart. In fact, I'll show you guys what I used in case anyone ever needs it. It's available at Lowe's or any of the value stores or home improvement stores. It's just this stuff. That's all it is. Anyway, just sharing that in case anyone needs to know what it is. So, but yeah, I think I'm pretty close to getting ready to frame out this room. So, kind of just wanted to give you guys a quick update on it before I do. And, you know, I'll do some progress videos along the way. I mean, I know it's not really railroad stuff, but hey, you get to kind of see the room come to life before the railroad comes to life, right? Also, I mounted a TV down here. The little computer wasn't really cutting it. And then the power cord I had, the white one, was tied into the overhead lights. So what previous owner had done, had a power cord, I guess, coming out of one of the lights. So whenever I turned the lights out, I killed the computer and whatever power I had down here. So got some dedicated power now over here, at least until I run electrical to this side of the room. And I've got myself I think it's a 55-inch TV. I upgraded from the last layout room in the garage, and got a 55-inch now. So I've definitely got some entertainment down here when I'm working. And it doesn't shut off when I turn the lights off. So, but anyway, just a quick recap of the room. This is where the entryway I think is going to be, and then I'll have this entire room, as you've kind of seen it, goes all the way to the back. It's 32 feet from this wall to the other wall, 12 feet across. And then where this framing ends right here, I'm going to bring it out about another couple feet, and I'm going to square it off and include that post in my framing, or go around it, whatever. And then I'll go out past the drop ceiling, and this will go out probably about 6 feet that way. And then I'll have about 11 feet across there. So I gained a couple feet. You know, I'm hoping to put that to use. I know I've asked about staying N scale and HO, you know, pros, cons of both, and I appreciate everyone's feedback. I'm definitely going to stay N. I've got just too much invested in N, I think, to switch scales at this point. I mean, I'd be selling equipment for years probably if I did switch scales. I don't know if I want to start all over again. So, got some ideas in my head. As much as I would love to do cajon again, I don't know if I can, or I just don't know if I can maximize cajon in this room. I might be able to if I dumped the UP Highline and just did like maybe the BNSF triple tracks. I've just been thinking about that, and maybe got some rough plans in my head. I don't know, thoughts, feedback. Also been thinking about doing the Mojave sub from Bakersfield to Mojave, and capturing the loop. Pros, it's an awesome layout. It'd be great to run long trains on it. Definitely have the room to do it probably. Only cons, that loop takes up quite a bit of space, and you know, it's not double main the entire way, something I really want. I'd like. It's not a must, but it's definitely a want. And got a couple other ideas. Maybe I've been thinking about doing, you know, something maybe like the Marceline sub. I think it's from Kansas City to Peoria. I'm drawing a blank now. In Illinois. Fort Madison. That's where the Marceline sub ends. I had to verify it. I did a brain dump. I was thinking on Illinois. I was thinking where it goes once it branches off to the other sub after Fort Madison. So yeah, just a couple ideas. One other I was thinking about doing maybe also was the Union Pacific Provo sub from. I think there's a big section of it from between Provo, Utah, and Denver, or Salt Lake City and Denver, that actually is double main over like Soldier Summit. Really beautiful scenery down there. Lots of scenery to detail. Not much as far as industry, but you know, it's just another area I was thinking about maybe doing. So, but anyway, hopefully next layout video, I'll be doing some framing in here maybe, and we'll have some more progress on that, and I'll get you guys, you know, maybe like an update in another couple weeks or so once there's enough to update. All right, everyone, I appreciate everyone's feedback and suggestions and comments as always. Thanks again, and Happy New Year to everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.